Alright everybody, so welcome back. Earlier I did a little video saying what had happened at the beginning of Raw, which was a good opener. Quick recap, McMahon came out, so Bret Hart was fired, because he made the bad choices not to hire the NXT guys and yada yada, and he didn't show up, and so on and so on. So he was fired, and that there was a new GM, but the new GM would be communicating via email to Michael Cole, who would put it out. So, I mean, it was alright. And then Walking Pile of Puke, new WWE champion, Sheamus comes out, and it's like, as much as I love being the champion, I didn't want to win the title like this, and goes to hand it back. And when Vince is about to grab it, he laughs and that, and he says, but I'll take it either way. Um, so it was, pretty good. Cena came out, and then there was emails to Michael Cole from the new GM before that had stated that all the NXT guys got contracts, and then another email, the second one that came when Cena and Sheamus were in the ring, saying that Cena and Sheamus were going to fight for the title, and Vince McMahon was going to be the special guest referee. Basically, he was down at ringside during the match. He wasn't the actual referee, but he was a referee at ringside, so he was just another zebra standing beside the ring. Um, so yeah, Jericho came out and he fought Evan Bourne, and Jericho said if he didn't win the match, he'd quit. Jericho ended up winning the match. It was a good match. Freaking Evan Bourne went up to hit the shooting star press. Jericho put his knees up, gave him code breaker, got the 1, 2, 3. I like it. I hope they take this current Jericho angle and they run with it a bit more, because Jericho is good for the business. And with all the guys they got running around nowadays, Jericho is somebody I wouldn't want to lose. I wish he was more towards his old character, but that's here nor there. And Jericho is a good wrestler, and I like wrestling, so I like to see guys like Chris Jericho. Um, DiBiase fires Virgil and replaces him with Maurice, and Virgil asks DiBiase, he's like, what are you going to do if someone attacks you? He's like, I'll go, or what are you going to do when you need protection? He's like, oh, I'll go to the store. So that was some funny humor. But, we're in a PG rating, that's sexual innuendo. Can't choke a guy with a tie, but you can talk about banging a chick, in other words. Weird how that one works, huh? Fucking PG era. And yesterday I called her Kamina. Correction, it's Tamina, my dumbass. Jimmy the Superfly Snuka's daughter. She fought against Natalia, and while they were fighting, the NXT guys came out, and they basically said, we have no problem with you to the Hart Dynasty and that, and I think it was, fuck, I can't remember which one, because I like the Hart Dynasty, but I don't pay that much attention to them because their storyline's bogus and the matches haven't been that great. One of the guys jumped over the ropes after him, and the NXT guys beat the crap out of the Harts, and yeah, and they came to go in the ring, and yeah, then the WE, with their brutal timing, just as we were about to start talking on the mic, went for a commercial, which is like, thank you, somebody's about to start talking, and you cut them off. I mean, it's bad enough that you wouldn't play the whole segment on the air, but when they're starting their speech, don't go to commercial. That's fucking stupid. The NXT guys apologize, say it's not personal, just wanted contracts, and they just had to do what they wanted to do, to Bret Hitman Hart. It wasn't personal, just had to do what we needed to do. To everybody, to John Cena, it wasn't personal, just doing what we needed to do to get WWE contracts. Um, so yeah, and Wade Barrett does get his title shot, and that's good because I like Wade Barrett. I like the whole NXT angle. It's given some edge to everything. Um, and Wade Barrett also addressed Sheamus and reminded Sheamus that the same thing that happened to John Cena, being soloed out and beaten down, could happen to him. So I like that address as well. Um, and he guaranteed he'd make the best of his title shot when he gets it. Next, we had oh, Jesus. Motherfucker. Alright. John Morrison versus Zack Ryder, which is a what the fuck filler in match. John Morrison is better than the WWE is billing him out to be. He could do a lot better, but they're just not using him properly. And the other thing with the NXT thing, you have Zack Ryder being a pro. Zack Ryder is a fucking rookie. Zack Ryder is a jobber. He is basically still an unknown to 90% of people. So great pick on the fucking pro there, guys. Another WWE gem for you there. That match was basically filler, and yeah, it ended with John Morrison winning. Nothing more, nothing less. Um, and then we have Alicia Fox and Primo versus Eve and the Great Khali. Another fucking filler match. Raw was pretty good, but these two matches basically made it just, they were fucking filler crap matches. Long story short, Khali and fucking Eve win because Alicia Fox takes off. Primo's left to himself. Khali hits him with his fucking slam, whatever. I don't know. Khali is, when I watch wrestling, I don't want to watch a guy like Khali, so I wasn't really paying attention other than they won. So, yeah, that was about it for that one. Um, Miz, I mean, I had to step out for a bit because I had to go check on my daughter right quick, but I came back in and it was Miz saying, I'm awesome with Randy Orton in the ring, and then he kicked him and tried to attack him. Randy Orton power slammed him, and when he went to RKO and Miz jumped out of the ring and that, and then when Orton turned around, Edge fucking hit him with his spear. So that was pretty good, but good bit of storyline. Edge is a great wrestler. I don't like Edge that much at all myself. That's just a personal thing. I do like Randy Orton, so I like seeing this storyline because it's a good storyline by two guys that can put on very quality matches. So, it should make for a good pay-per-view match. All right. And before we hit the main event, I would like to talk very briefly about the next pay-per-view concept, TLC, tables, ladders, chairs. Not quite sure how this is going to work. Like, what, are we going to have two title matches and then two Money in the Bank matches, one per Raw, one per SmackDown, to decide who gets a future heavyweight title shot? I mean, it's cool. I like ladder matches, but the ladder matches are tamed down compared to what they used to be. And, when I think about it, when I think about, like, the Money in the Banks with a Raw and a SmackDown, there really aren't too many guys on either show. I mean, there are a few more on Raw, but there's really not too many guys that it's like would make for dope world champions. They definitely need more, and that's why with the new 7 guys to Raw from the NXT, I like that, and I really hope they keep them together, and I really hope they keep them on kicking ass and keep with the storyline. Even though they got contracts, they still fuck everyone up, right? It's like new blood type shit. Kind of like an idea the old WCW had, they just did it way wrong, and it was too late anyways. So, on to the main event. The main event, Cena versus Sheamus for the world title, with Vince McMahon as the special guest referee or enforcer or whatever you want to call it, because he was at the ringside with a zebra shirt on, not in the ring. And basically, during the match, the crowd was chanting, "Let's go, Cena," and then the other half was, "Cena sucks." So, I mean, getting a lot of reactions, so that's good. Some people are like, well, John Cena sucks, John Cena sucks. Even, I like John Cena, but his current character needs to fuck off. He needs to go on break for a bit, and he needs to not be champion for a while. And they also need to let him do a little more of what he can do. I know John Cena's not the best wrestler in the world, but if they let him go at it a little more, give him more free reign, and they really fuck off with this PG shit, it could be a lot better. But I doubt that's going to happen. So the match was okay. It was going on. It was going on for a bit. They were going back and forth. I didn't get much to say because there was nothing spectacular about it. But it was John Cena versus Sheamus, a walking pile of puke match. I do like Sheamus. He's just so goddamn white. It's like, oh my god. But yeah. Long story short, NXT came in 3/4 of the way through the match, and they flipped. They threw some shit around at ringside. Jerry Lawler, Michael Cole, and all them took off. Um, and they started attacking John Cena, and there was no ending to the match. And they ended up throwing him over the announce table and then dumping the announce table on him. Then they went into the ring, and Vince was like, ha ha ha, my mastermind, to take out Brett, to take out everyone. And the NXT guys are looking at him like, what the fuck? And then Vince was like, oh, good joke. They smiled, and he said something. They didn't like it. They circled him, and they beat the shit out of Vince McMahon. So I gotta say, 2 thumbs up for Raw. I like the NXT deal. I hope they fucking go with it. And the sad thing is I honestly think they fired Daniel Bryan, and that's fucked up. Overall, good Raw. Overall, WWE still sucks because it's PG bullshit.